Maganda umaga po. Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. Today, Jesus shares with us the parable of the nets. This parable has two major messages. The first one is the reality of inclusivity. The second one is the message about eschatological separation, or reminds us that at the end of our life that we are going to experience judgment, because every action, every temporal action we perform has eternal consequence. In the spirit of this eschatological separation of the good from the bad, let us remember that we don't have the mission of judging other people or pointing accusing fingers on others. No, leave that for God. We are not allowed to condemn anyone. Only God is going to do the final separation. So it's not your mission, it's not my mission. The word inclusive does not mean a state of anarchy or a state of no boundary, but it's a situation whereby someone becomes open for the person who actually accepts the boundaries or the parameters involved in a certain context. In our present age, whenever we speak about inclusion and the role of the church, we always remember the reality or the presence of the LGBT. Let us remember that the church respects the human persons, whether irrespective of your sexual orientation. It's not the church that excludes anyone. The church includes everyone. But through our attitudes and actions, we can exclude ourselves. In the matters of communication, before I speak to my children, before I speak to my wife or to my husband, I should always try to use inclusive pronouns, inclusive words, inclusive language. Also, in every family, before the husband makes any decision, he should consult the wife. Or before the wife takes any decision, it's always right to consult your husband. So by that, we become inclusive family. In the spirit of inclusion, we have to listen more to people than always talking. We have to avoid any kind of assumption. We have to also avoid any kind of attitude that when people make suggestions or air their opinions, we throw them out outrightly. No, it is not right. In our families, we have to avoid any kind of assertive language. We have to also avoid, facial expressions that demonstrates that this person is not included among us. So as we celebrate this day, my dear brothers and sisters, let us remember that we, as children of God, we have the mission of including everyone, of being open to welcoming everyone. And remember that you are blessed to bless.